Hey guys, it's Dory from Stampin' Always with Dory. I have another video that I would like to share with you using the Memorable Blooms bundle. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and you can find me at doryschneider.stampinup.net. You can also find me on Facebook at Stampin' Always with Dory and on YouTube at Stampin' Always with Dory. So this is the bundle that I am bringing you today. It has the beautiful Memorable Blooms stamp set, and then the Memorable Blooms dies. And it's another great one. If you purchase the stamp set and the dies together, you can bundle and save, and you save 10%. So the flowers that you kind of see in pink, they have coordinating dies that will cut them out. So I will show you those in a little bit once we get started with our card. A reminder, tomorrow is April 1st. So, and this is no joke, the retired or gone but not forgotten list is going to be coming out. So if you have things that are on your wish list that you have not gotten yet, please don't hesitate, because sometimes these things go ever so quickly. Okay. So we are using let me grab Lemon Lolly as our card base. And I'm going to I have some of the supplies here, and I'll show you as we go. But this is 4 1/4 by 11. I'm going to use my Stampin' cutter, and one of the great things about this is you can put it right here, use our little gray, light gray, and you can score your cardstock and fold it right in half. The darker one is going to be the cutting blade, and we do sell refills for these. So if you notice anything is getting a little dull, you can always buy a refill and just pop those right in there, and you'll be back in business. Okay. So my next piece of cardstock that I have here, I used one of the dies that came from the set. You'll notice it has the stitching here. So let me show you. The piece that you are going to get out of there looks like this. Okay, it has the stitching around it. So you can use this on another card once you get this piece out. Okay, so, and then you have this beautiful stitching. Let me see if I can bring it up and it's close. There we go. Around the outside as well. Okay, so you get 2 of those. Beautiful. And then you get this one. I'll show you this one at the end. This one as well. So I was doing some creative cutting with that one. You see some of our little pieces are stuck in there, but fear not, I can use my take your pick tool and get these little pieces right out of there. Okay. All right, so we'll put those aside. And I also, we have a large flower in the set, and I cut this one out, stamped it in Memento, and cut that one out. I colored this one already just for sake of time, so you don't have to sit and watch me color. But let me find it. It's right here. This is the large one. It's beautiful. And then we have the die that cuts it out. Okay. And then we also have this one here. Let's see. Here's the die for this one. There's the die that cuts that one out. And then we have a bloom. Whoops. It just fell right on the floor here. We have like the greenery piece. We have a die to cut that one out. Just like that. Okay. And then we also have one for the bloom. This is the bloom here. And we have one that will cut that one out as well. So that one, this card, I just joined the 2 pieces together, but this will cut your bloom out. Okay. All right, so let's get crafting. So I am going to, like I said, my 4 1/4 by 11 piece of Lemon Lolly, And then this piece is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I cut, you could use either side of this, but I wanted the Daffodil Delight piece. And that is going to go right here like that. So I have my green glue handy. This is our green glue. This is our Tombow. We sell that in the back of our catalog in our adhesive section. And we're just going to put a little bit of that. And we're going to put this right on top of our designer series paper. Okay, make sure we cover. The nice thing about the green glue is it is forgiving, so it gives you a little bit of wiggle room. Okay, so we have that. And then we're going to put dimensionals in the back because we want to pop this up. I love dimensionals. If you've never stamped with me before, I always have these on hand. There's 300 in a pack, which is amazing. And we're going to put these all over the back. And I'm going to put one in the middle just so we don't sag. You know, we don't like to sag. So we're going to pull these off. I'm just going to throw them aside because, you know what, I can come and clean them up later. There we go. You see that? Just, all right. So I'm going to put this piece on the top. Okay. And you can see I have that little layer with the dimensional in there. Then I'm going to add this little greenery piece here. This is also one of the dies that is in the set. I love this one. Okay, so I'm going to put it off towards the side. I just want to make sure that it does not hang over my card. One of the great things about our green glue, if it cooperates, is you can just put like a tiny bit on each little leaf here. Okay, just like that, just a little dot. Can you guys see that? Yeah, because if you put tons on there, ooh, it will not be a good scene. Okay, so we're going to bring this over. Oops, got a little carried away there. Just on the edge, just like that. Okay, there we go. Then we have this piece here, and this is going to go on top. But I'm going to put it on with dimensionals because I want to. And I'm going to show you my coloring in just a minute. But like I said, for lack of time or to save time, I went ahead and colored. And don't be afraid to experiment with your color. Sometimes it's nice to have, here we go. We're going to put it right there, and we're going to have our greenery go there. Okay, whoops, just like that. So let me bring in the large piece that I cut. I had 2 of them. If I buried it, anything's possible over here. I've got all the pieces over here on the side. The side piece. The side piece. Here it is. All right. So I have this one here. I stamped it. I went ahead and cut it out. And then I went and grabbed some markers. And so I grabbed dark old olive. And then I also used Granny Apple Green. Okay. And then this was old olive as well. My little sprig there. Okay. So I went ahead and then I also stamped just on a piece. You can see I cut this one out already. I appreciate your thoughtfulness. All right, let's do this first. So this one I actually just use my scissors. These paper snips are amazing. If you don't have them, I highly recommend them. I have several pairs because sometimes when you're stamping, you, I was going to say dislocate, but mislocate things. And you're just going to cut along, and it gives you the tiniest little, I appreciate your, okay. And then what I did is, you can see I have that little ledge all around the outside. That's okay, because I'm going to just come in, and I'm just going to kind of hack that up a little bit. Okay. And this, I love just moving the paper. And when you move the paper, you don't have any of the ragged edges. Okay, you may have to start again, but it allows you to kind of have that nice smooth motion. All right, and you can just move and have the round edges. You don't have to worry about like the sharp. You don't want it to look sharp. You want it nice and kind of flowy as you're cutting it. So that's how I do that. And just give a little bit of a lip in between there. Okay, so there's the top. Let me show you. So this is how mine looks when I'm done. I appreciate your thoughtfulness. Can you see that? They're so tiny, but they're so cute. And sometimes it's nice to cut things apart. That way you can kind of layer them or you can move them wherever you would like. Okay. So I started with a, I did not. I started with a regular marker. It's our Daffodil Delight. So we have regular markers and then we also have our Stampin' blends. And I just wanted to capture a little bit of color on these. So I wasn't worried about coloring them in per se. I just wanted to capture the color. All right, you can see I'm just going around in circles, just adding a little bit of color. Sorry if I'm jiggling there. Okay, so you can see we have the little bits of yellow there. Excuse me, the daffodil. We have to be politically correct. And then I'm going to come with my Stampin' blend and I'm going to come around on the edges and see, I'm just going to do like little dots in the center to pick up some color. And the little, I don't know, the little seams of the flowers, the edges of the leaves, I'm just going to do little dots in here to create the darker look. And here we have the edges. Okay. And again, I'm not worried about it all being colored in to perfection. I like the kind of the little bit of white in there. And it just kind of blends really well. Okay. So that's what I did with the yellow daffodil. Then I went and I like markers and blends together. So I have my Old Olive marker. Okay, I'm gonna move that aside. I have my Old Olive blend and I have my Granny Apple Green dark blend. And I like to start with, I like the pen tips better. I don't know why, but I just feel, I don't know, a little more at ease with those. Okay, and so this one is light. It might be actually running out. Let's see what the other end looks terrible. Here's the other one. I have two. I think this is the better of the two. Yes. Oh, thank goodness. All right, this one is not so light. There we go. I was like, I know I have one that works around here. All right, so this is the Granny Apple Green. This is the dark. We're just going to color in here. Okay. And we're going to go this way. And again, I'm not worried about perfection. Okay. I am not a perfect coloring artiste. So I'm sure when you guys make these, they will be absolutely gorgeous. But I'm just worried about kind of highlighting the veins in the leaves, the stems here a little bit. And I'm going from there. See how that goes? We're just highlighting again. Okay, highlight. There we go. Okay, again, highlighting. If it bleeds out a little bit, it's okay. All right, so we're gonna color. All right, I'm gonna stop there. Oh, no, I can't stop there. I have to color this in for you guys. All right, so I just move it around, filling in that place. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do is I'm taking my Old Olive, and again, like I told you, I like to color with the tip, the small tip, and I'm gonna come back in and see the stem or the vein, And then I just go over and I do little dots over on the side, like there. See where like the leaf has like kind of the shadow? It just gives you some depth, and you can color in if you want to come and do kind of like little hash marks on the leaves. The one thing about the Stampin' blends that's great is you can always go back and color over top. So if you're not satisfied with that, you can come and bring more to the party there. Okay, but this just gives you a little bit of color. And if you want to kind of go down at the tips of the leaves, you can go back there and add that as well. But here we have it here, up there, there. Okay, just like that. So that is where I got this look from. Okay. All right. So now we are going to appreciate your thoughtfulness. So I am going to take the thoughtfulness part, and I'm going to, the TH is going to have green glue on the side. And then the rest of it is going to have a little strip. This is where these little side pieces come in handy. And you need just a little strip. Hopefully this will work. You're going to peel this piece off. And do you see me? I just chucked it over there. And we're going to put this on. Let's see if this is going to work for me. Yeah, it is. It's going to work out great. Okay. And so I have my thoughtful. You can kind of see where your thoughtfulness. Okay. So we have that down there. Again, we're going to use another little piece of the edge. This is why we never throw away our dimensional pieces. We have these little edges here. Okay. We pull this off. And we are going this way. Okay. Oops, it might be a little long, but that's okay. We can trim that. So we're going to put that there on the piece. I appreciate your, and look at that. We just trim it. So we have, you can put this wherever you want. If you want it right over top, I think I might do it right there. I appreciate your, just like that. Isn't that pretty? I love it. Okay, so we are going to now add some embellishments, because you guys know I love embellishments. I have, these are all larger, but that's okay. I need to use these up because there's new goodies in the new catalog, and I need to make room, right? So gotta use some of these up. And we always do 3. It's more appealing to the eye. And let's see if we can do this one. I'm gonna do this one here. So we have 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we have those. Beautiful. All right. Now I'm gonna take my envelope, because we have the no naked envelope rule, and I already did it, but I stamped on the edge of the envelope. So you have this beautiful little flower that carries over here. All right. Then we're gonna open it up. For the inside of our card, I have some pieces that are over here. Yep, that I've pre-cut already. These are 3 3/4 by 5. And that's going to go on our inside. So we can also, let me move this out of the way, stamp on the edge there of that as well. So you're carrying your theme throughout your card. So we have our, right there on the edge. That also helps if you don't have a lot to say. You can put like this on half and then just be like, thank you, love, Dory. And that way you don't have to feel like you have to fill up the whole entire inside of the card. That's just a little tip. It's a really good friend. You might only want to do a little snippet there in the corner, but if you don't have a lot to say, you can always put a large flower on the side, and then you don't have as much to write. Just a little trick and tip. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. All right. Maybe not. All right. So we are going to put that in there. Okay. So we have your inside piece. I'm not going to stamp. Whoops. I'm not going to stamp anything on the inside because I'm not sure quite who it's going to yet. So I'm going to leave it blank. Or I might just write on the inside. You don't really have to always have something on the inside too. We have, I appreciate your thoughtfulness. And then, dear, you know, dear Lindsay, thank you so much for the Dunkin' Donuts gift card that you sent me the other day. It really brightened my day. Love, Dory. That's what we could do on the inside. And then we have our little flower there on the bottom. Okay. And then I showed you this one in the last video too, but this is my little stained glass card that I made. I'm so excited to share it with you. This is the die that looks like this. Okay. So it'd be this one here. And then you put this one around the outside, the octagon, and it cuts out the whole thing for you. So I have Petunia Pop, Melon Mambo, Bubble Bath, and I'm going to forget this one. Oh gosh, why can't I think of it? I want to say Lovely Lilac, but that's not it. What's it called? That's an old one. It's, hold on. Fresh Freesia. Lovely Lilac. I was close, not really. Fresh Freesia. And so I made that one with this as well. So another fun way that you can use your dies. So again, Dory Schneider from Stampin' Always with Dory. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to sharing another video with you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.